Hey, it's Andy from electricpetrolhead, and I'm once again in the Tesla car park in Milton Keynes. The showroom's downstairs, and I've just been down, got the key to the Performance Model 3. This one right here, so let's take it for a drive. So the Model 3 Performance, look at it sat there. Personally, I'd spec blue with white interior, but even in black it looks amazing. Really lovely car, lovely proportions, so I was very excited to drive this car. Some background on me: I'm a Model S owner, so I've been in the Tesla world for over a year now. So hopefully you find my insights interesting. I only had half an hour to film, so it was a bit of a rush job, but it was still a very enjoyable drive for me, and I hope you enjoy the video. Please like and subscribe, and come back for more content. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. So here we are in the Tesla Model 3 Performance. Just coming out to the car park here in Milton Keynes. Very exciting. First impressions are, it obviously feels smaller than my Model S, but there's a lovely weight into the steering wheel. It's quite the steering wheel is smaller. The weight is lovely on it. Just sort of manoeuvring around car parks and things like that. So I'm already getting used to the fact there's only one screen. So instead of looking down, you're just over, just a slight amount. And you've got your speedo and, you know, range and all the important details you would normally get in the center screen. It's near enough in your frame of vision. I'll see how I feel at the end of the drive. So I haven't got this car for a long time. So the plan is to basically get out to Milton Keynes as quickly as possible and get it onto some sort of more enjoyable back roads, which is where a lot of the Model 3 Performance should excel over Model S. The brakes and steering all feel really nice. I think you'd be a very, very picky petrolhead if you didn't feel the weighting of this was bad. You know, it's really feels good. The smaller steering wheel just feels a little bit. I prefer the size of my Model S steering wheel, but then again, you know, I'm a bigger guy anyway. So, and things like this feel, you know, you get used to them within a short drive anyway. The one really good thing about the steering wheel I've noticed already is that where you would normally have your hands is really nicely sculptured. It's not just a sort of, you know, it's got little indentations on the back of the steering wheel. And it just feels nice, you know, it feels like you can get a decent grip at, you know, 9 and 3. So I really like that. Makes up for the wheel being a little bit smaller. Alright, little dual carriage rate. You know, as with the Model S, it's just lovely, effortless sort of acceleration past other traffic. Now, I'm not even going to bother, you know, using autopilot. I know it's a fantastic system if you're stuck in traffic, commuting or anything like that, but I want to make the most of this drive and, you know, physically be driving as much as I can. I think if, you know, this is your only car, then, you know, autopilot's just brilliant for those long journeys and, you know, the daily commute stuck in traffic. It's an argument I often hear from petrolheads, you know, oh, but you know, they don't sound as good. I'm like, but you just sat in traffic commuting to work for 90% of the time. At those times, do you really care that you've got a V8 under the hood? I don't think you do. I actually think, you know, that it can be nice just to sit in silence and enjoy the music you've got on, listen to a podcast, whatever you want to do, and have a much more relaxing drive. Sticking on autopilot, you don't really have to, you know, you've got to pay attention, but you can relax even more. You know, just makes the the journeys into work just so much more enjoyable. So no, for this quick sort of 30 minutes I've got the car for, I'm not going to bother with that. I'm just coming up to sort of the first roundabout outside Milton Keynes. There's a load of traffic around, which kind of sucks, but I'll take some of the back roads down, sort of around to sort of Swanbourne around there, and just see how much difference this feels to my Model S. At the moment, you can tell it's a Tesla. There's a very sort of enjoyable feel to it, where you've got the effortless power. You're always going to be in the power band. It's not like you're trying to faff around trying to find the torque in a on a 6-speed box. You've always got it there. It feels smaller, but then it's a smaller car, so you'd assume it would. I've already got used to this. I still feel that a head-up display would have made the Model 3 perfect. Just to have your speed and your sat-nav directions right in front of you on the windscreen, I think that would have been perfect. There's a cost element to that. I can appreciate they didn't want to do that. It's what I think they're going to do for the Model S when they do a refresh on it, because they will at some point. They're not going to keep the same layout forever. But yeah, steering wheel's a bit smaller, but even then I'm getting used to that. Actually feels very similar in size to the i3. So that's something I feel used to. Other than that, it's a very comfortable place to be. I'm 6'2", I've got a ton of headroom. My shoulders aren't bashing against anything. If cables with me should have, we wouldn't be bashing shoulders or elbows or anything like that. It's a really nice place to be. But typically, I've come out on a road where they've actually closed this road for a bit of roadworks, and they're sending everyone down the roads I was just about to enjoy, which is a bit annoying. The nice thing about this screen is that it's actually quite a bit closer to the driver, because it sort of protrudes out into the cabin. With the Model S, it can be a little bit more of a stretch, which again I don't have a problem with, but I've got quite long arms, so I don't know if sort of smaller people find that a bit of a stretch, whereas this is really nicely placed here. Obviously, the positioning's a little bit different, but the overall UX is very similar, with the toolbar along the bottom and all the key sort of items organised nicely into menus, which is something I've always quite liked about Tesla. You're not trying to find a random button that could be anywhere. You go into music and you've got all your music there, which makes life a lot better in my opinion. I do think it is a better system. I'm definitely going to try to get one of these on track at some point. I don't know if Tesla are going to do those type of experience days. If anyone's from Tesla watching, then I think you should. I think it'd be really good. So just going around a little village now, and it's a very easy car to manoeuvre. It feels, because the dash is lower and it's a smaller car and smaller steering wheel, and it feels a lot easier to manoeuvre around than the Model S, which is, let's be honest, a big car. If it was just Kate and me and we didn't have kids and we didn't have the dogs, then I'd be probably quite tempted by one of these. As a second car though, it would be amazing. We just love our i3. It's surprising how much we've grown to love that car. So it handles bumps in a very similar way to the Model S, and that's a good thing. I'd say the Model S is slightly more compliant, but this is, considering we're, on a back road and doing nearly the speed limit, this is fine. And these roads are, pretty awful anyway. So it's nothing like you'd sort of be expecting to see a lot in California. And Kate and I often joke that if there's any things we don't like about Teslas, it's normally because they don't experience them in California. A bit like auto wipers, you know, you just don't get very much rain. No, so far I'm really impressed with this little car. It's not little, it's, you know, it's a good family car. It just doesn't have the hatchback, which just makes it a bit frustrating if you have dogs. We can sell the dogs. It's funny from sort of the Petrolhead point of view, you know, coming into a corner when you're a little bit fast but not too much, you don't need to slam on the brakes to go round. A little bit of regen actually, you know, it works in a similar way to what I would do with my left foot and confidence brake. You know, just generally just press the left foot a little bit just to left pedal those. Just to slow you down just a little bit, settle the car before a corner. The regen does do that quite nicely. I'll have to check the settings because this regen doesn't feel as powerful as the Model S does. It doesn't have that brutality of a P100D Model S, but they are ridiculously quick. But it is a lot more powerful car than well, the power's not that much more. It's just obviously going to be a lighter car, smaller car, and you know, the big benefit of this is got that track pack. So I suppose you know, a good question is, do you buy a brand new Model 3 Performance, or do you buy, you know, a 1 or 2 year old Model S? And I think, as I said earlier, a lot of this comes down to your usage. For example, if you are doing a lot of motorway miles, then you still can buy from independent garages a Model S with free supercharging for life. They're a bit older, but you could probably get you know, a car for, you know, if you're going to be doing a lot of miles, then something like that could probably really help with the finances of it. So that's worth considering. If you have dogs or or you know, or just need a lot of storage, then you know, you need the Model S or Model X. I was amazed how well the Model S swallowed all of our stuff for, you know, the family road trip down to Disneyland Paris. It was brilliant. I was so impressed with the car. You could not do a trip like that in this without a roof box or, you know, something else. But then if you're more minimalist than we are, then, you know, you could get away with it. Obviously, if you're going to do track days, then this is by far the best car. If you're buying this solely as a performance car, then again, this is brilliant. And around town, this is going to be a lot better than a Model S or Model X. So, yeah, it's a really nice situation Tesla have got themselves into. They're covering a lot of bases, and soon with the pickup, the Roadster, they're going to cover, you know, the commercial use and the supercar. I'd love it if they released a i3 size car, like a little city car. I can't see that happening until they get a you know, a gigafactory in Europe. Then there may be the demand and they could look into making one of those. So you can't really go wrong. I think the thing to do is to, you know, go into your showrooms and test drive both. The other benefit of the Model 3 is it's the newer battery chemistry. You're going to be getting faster charging than an older Model S, and that's only going to get better and probably make the gulf bigger between those sort of two things. So my short test drive of the Tesla Model 3 Performance is over, and the overall thought I had was, this car's brilliant. It's just too small for us as our main car, and as a second car we just feel personally that two Teslas was a bit overkill. We really enjoy the i3 as a smaller car. It's even easier to drive around town and park and just run errands in. So personally we're really happy with R2, but crikey, if you were shopping for a family car, you didn't need the hatchback, maybe you don't have dogs, and
you don't need a massive amount of storage, then the Model 3 Performance is just ridiculously good value. Compare it with the Porsche Taycan. It's ridiculously good value, the Tesla. The performance is there. I was re-watching this footage because I drove the Model S straight after driving this, and I've recorded another video on my initial thoughts. But re-watching this footage just made me go, wow, there's such performance there, and for around 50 grand, just nothing comes close. It has the practicality of 5 seats and a boot. Realistically, it's going to be the Cayman EV. Whenever that comes out, that's a kind of competitor on one hand, and then on the other hand, you're talking about a BMW 3 Series, and it's just phenomenal value, this car. It drives brilliantly around town. I really want to get it out on track. I know a few guys who are going to be tracking the car, so hopefully I'll get to at least have a passenger ride with some of them. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a very quickly done video. Hopefully I will be getting more seat time in one in the future, so I'll do a longer video when I do that. But I did want to upload and sort of share my initial thoughts from the perspective of an existing Tesla owner. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and give me a comment if you have any questions, and obviously I'd love it if you subscribed and checked out some of my other videos. I've got 0 to 140 mile an hour on a runway, I've got handling circuits, and I've got some i3 content. I've got all sorts. So thank you very much for watching. See you soon. Bye bye.